What's up? What's up? We're back with another mini segment. I got my boy Will, Devin, and Justin. Listen to DP, man. We gonna keep taking off. Y'all gonna hear that name a lot. Y'all gonna learn to like. Y'all gonna learn to subscribe. Y'all gonna share with your friends and family, and y'all gonna help us get there. But we do appreciate the support y'all been giving us right now. We got a good one. The title of this one is Fool's Gold. We talking about the 49ers. I want to know what y'all think. Are the 49ers as good as we believe them to be? Or is it kind of some fool's gold? Because we've seen them have a 3-game losing streak. They could have been out of there versus them Packers. Debo might or might not play. They don't have a good record without him. Purdy looked very shaky. He had 2 throws that should have been picked off. One was a pick 6. And the other one could have been a pick 6 as well. But the first one, they was running through the pick. Savage was running through the pick 6. That was the easier of a throw you could have. He kind of had that lost look on his face throughout the game as well. You could tell some of them nerves was getting to him. CMC is CMC. Kittle, if you get him a rock, is Kittle. That dude runs so strong with that football. I think Kittle is the tight end white version of Pacheco.
He run hard as hell.
Crazy when you can't tackle him. They run.
He gallops.
Yes. And then they stiff on the way they do it. But what do y'all think, man? Are they as good as we believe them to be? Or are we just giving them that merit on what we've known them to be? We'll let Will, since he's jumping in on this one, tell me what you're feeling, Will.
As a team, are they as good as we believe them to be? Yes, they are. They're too talented as a team. Everybody who knows me and everybody who's been, I'm not a Purdy fan. I'm not a Purdy believer. But Joe Flacco has a Super Bowl, okay? And he's not a terrible quarterback, but to call him elite is a crime.
Yeah.
To put him in conversations with Brady, I don't care how many yards he gets in the system. We know what he is without this talent around him already. It's not like we've never seen it where it's like a mystery. We've seen it. So it's not even, I don't even have those debates with people online anymore and on Facebook because we've already seen it. And it looked terrible. That's what the 3-game losing streak came from. It wasn't like a lull with the team. CMC was down, I think, and Trent Williams was down, and that was big. They still had 3 All-Pros on that team on offense, I believe. And he still couldn't do nothing with it. Kittle was still there. Ayuk was still there. He need all 7 of them at all times. And then all 20 of them on defense. You know what I'm saying? That defense is ridiculous. And that defense alone is why I say they can still go all the way. As a Cowboy fan, it's hard for me to, I don't like the Niners, but they can go all the way if they can get by, that flock in Baltimore. That's the meat grinder that everybody's looking at running into.
They're beatable, man.
Baltimore already gave them biz, so
very beatable. Very beatable.
Yeah, for sure.
And Lamar didn't even play that well that first game. He just played good. He didn't go super Lamar mode. So obviously Purdy played very bad with the 5 picks. Lamar didn't play, Super Bowl MVP, some astronomical game for them to do it. So both Purdy, we would expect him not to throw 5 picks. But we also can expect Lamar to play better in that game as well. So I'm going to still edge out just that Ravens in that one just because when you have a guy like that and it's a 1-game series, which is a Super Bowl, and that other guy's so dynamic and we got to win one, I'm going to give him that edge. But I definitely understand that the talent level just speaks for itself. On the 49ers. They're a team where you'd be like, hey, you can't beat the 49ers when we play Madden, bro. Come on, bro. Like, they got everybody. So how do you feel about it, Dev?
Man, I think they are a great team. I think that the fact that they did get lucky and get one, I'm going to say get lucky, but they got a little lucky and got one. It ain't real luck, but they got one, right? So the fact that you beat the Packers like you did, I still think that gives a guy like Purdy confidence. And I hate that because when you win a game ugly, but you still find a way to win the game, that gives you confidence. And in that last drive, he was able to kind of get some things going. That gives you enough confidence to be able to, this next game, to be able to kind of get it together. Hey, I was out there nutting up, and we still got it done, right? But I also think that if the Lions come out there and jump on him a little bit, he can still have that deer in the headlights look, and I think they're going to have to get on him. He's a guy that when everything's going right, when they front run it, everything looks great. But when he's off, he's off, he off.
Way
And
off.
he looked shook the first couple quarters of that game, man. He looked very shook. Luckily, they was able to kind of get the run game going a little bit with CMC, and then that fourth quarter, they kind of hung around. Defense was able to force Love into some bad decisions, and I think that they end up pulling it out. They're a great team, man. I give it to them. They're a great team. I think they're a great team also in the NFC. I think if they were in the AFC, I think it would be interesting to see if they would be able to get past the divisional record, because you wouldn't be able to play like that and beat a Bills team or beat the Chiefs. You wouldn't be able to beat a team like that. But in the NFC, you can get away with it.
Facts. What you got for us, Justin?
First thing is Purdy is not an elite quarterback. He is average. You can take almost any other NFL quarterback, put him in that 49ers offense, and it's still going to be the same outcome. They're going to be good just because they have huge role players. So he's not doing anything special for that team. Now, the other, like at the game, like you said, deer in the headlights, shit, I almost thought he got hit by a headlight while he was out there tripping. But at the end of the day, when you have Christian McCaffrey going off how he went off, you got Fred Warner and them on the defense balling. Yeah. Hey, they can't do nothing but win.
Yeah.
But hey, like I said, I want to see what them Lions gonna do against them boys, because I feel like the 49ers started letting up towards the end of the season, and then they didn't look that great.
Yeah.
Because they barely beat the Packers. They did not look that great. And I mean, it could have been like the 2-week, bye that they had before the game, and they just, got soft or came in with a little too much confidence. But if they play like that against the Lions gonna get them a dub, and they're gonna be in that bowl.
And they secondary is shaky. Like the San Francisco secondary is shaky. When you test them down the middle of the field and also throwing the deep ball on them, they get a lot of PI penalties, like to get handsy. So they definitely can be beat, man. I just hope that the Lions are able to test them. I hope it's a close game going into the fourth, because I hope that Goff has enough experience to bring them guys home, man.
And what I was about to say is, think about it. The Packers was moving the ball really, really well. They were having to kick field goals. Check this out.
Easy.
Who's the Packers running back? Aaron Jones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very, very good. Gibbs is more explosive.
Yes.
Who's the Packers?
Younger Aaron Jones.
Yep.
Right? Who's the Packers tight end?
They got a couple of young boys.
Kraft is pretty good.
Yeah, Kraft. He's a rookie.
What that Lions tight end look like?
He's a monster.
He's a dog.
Oh, yeah, they could sign Zach Ertz
probably
as well.
Best tight end this year, if we're being honest.
Right?
Yeah.
Second or third best tight end all season.
And what's Jared Goff look like? Just as good, if not better than Love, with more experience.
Mm-hmm.
What's the number one receiver on the Packers? Who's the number one receiver on the Lions? So I'm saying all that to say there's star power on the side against the side of the ball that has two stars, which is Warner and Bosa.
Yeah.
I will say Bosa has not flashed a lot. He's made plays, but it's not like he's just wrecking games.
Yeah.
Warner is cool if we running the ball all day, but we can hit you on that pass game.
Mm-hmm.
So I think those Packers showed, hey, man, these dudes have been vulnerable all year. And I know the biggest thing that they talked about was D'Amico Ryans used to blitz a lot more last year.
Mm-hmm.
And years before, they haven't been blitzing as much, and they were getting hit up.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a closer game than everybody thinks. It's a 7-point spread right now.
Yeah.
I think that's a big spread, in which is the Niners, and it can be a 24-point blowout.
Mm-hmm.
Right? When you got teams that good, just like with the Baltimore game.
Yeah.
But I think the Lions are going to go back and watch that film and say, hold on. A first-year starter, and those guys were able to move the ball.
Yeah.
If we can do that, but just score on 2 of those drives that they had to kick those field goals when they was right down there in that goal line, we have a chance to win. Because all we got to do, I've seen one thing with Purdy. One mistake leads him straight
down the rabbit hole.
He's either perfect or it's terrible.
Yep.
It's not like, how those games
between.
Go for 310, an interception, 25 for 38. His is like 2 picks,
Yep.
3 picks, missing balls. Like, he doesn't have in between games.
No.
So I think that's a big thing right there. That they have firepower. If they can get him off his spot and get a turnover off of him, they can make some runs.
He doesn't handle being off schedule really well.
No.
Yeah, and I think, like he said, one of the things that's going to be a key, a big win condition for both teams is really going to come down to the defensive units as well. Because the big thing with the Lions that worries me about them is they are a very porous defense. They're secondary. I don't like their chances against the Niners offensively if they can't really get to them.
If Debo don't play.
One thing the Packers had going for them that went under the radar, they had Rashawn Gary and they had Kenny Clark going for them on that line. And their DBs aren't nothing to sniffle at. The Lions, on the other hand, man, them DBs are shaky at best. And outside of Hutchinson, you're not really getting much.
No pressure.
You're not really getting much pressure. And so I'm, as much as I hate to say it, and I want them to lose so bad as a Cowboys fan. Like, I really see the 49ers beating the piss out of the Lions just because I don't see them getting the pressure they need. Because you need more than just Hutchinson. They got Trent Williams. Yeah. Unless you go keep him on one side all day because you're not going to move him around. Trent, that's a waste of time. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to be very predictable, and I don't see them being able to stop Ayuk. And if Debo plays, obviously that's going to be
that's going to be too much firepower for them.
And then they're also known, the Lions have been caught all year biting on that run too hard. They commit so hard to the run. That's how Dallas ended up beating them, killing them with the play action. And then on the other end, the way the Lions win condition for me is their run game. I actually think they do need to slow it down and take the possessions away. Because they don't just have Gibbs. Montgomery is not nothing. All my fantasy players know. Montgomery and Gibbs both had 1,000-yard seasons, something like that. Both were great this year. Both of them. So they could really lean on their run game. I think they actually have the better line outside of Trent Williams.
That's what I was going to say. I think that their X factor is going to have to be their offensive line. The Lions' offensive line is going to have to come with it because you're also going to have to keep the nines off of Goff. You have to keep him upright. If he starts getting touched up, it could get ugly real quick.
Wear him out and get him out of their pass rush.
Yeah,
that's what I'm telling you. If it's me, that's what I want to do. Wear him down.
I think the game's gonna be won in the trenches. So whoever has a better day, that's who's gonna get the dub. But I mean, I do really feel like the Lions will jump out because we got, like you said, Purdy deer in the headlights. He's gonna make a mistake. I guarantee you. Hey, that first quarter, he gonna make that mistake, and then you already know he gonna tuck his tail in between his legs, and you can see, you can see if a quarterback got his head down, like pick your damn head up and get it right. So as soon as you see that head drop, he already defeated mental.
Facts. Man, no, I'm excited about it. I know that Chiefs and Ravens game is gonna be one of the ones. This is one of the ones that we don't know. There's no world where the Lions winning by 7-10, but there is a world where the Lions win, but then there's also a world where the Lions lose by 20.
Yeah.
Right? So the Lions don't win by more than maybe like a field goal, but they lose by 3 touchdowns going away, but it could also be a field goal game on either side. So this is one of the ones you got to tune into that you don't know. I don't know who's going to win the Ravens game. I think the Ravens will, just because that defense versus what Pat and them have not been able to do until the playoffs is different than that banged up Bills defense.
Yeah.
And it's different chasing Lamar around, and you just got one more, and this is his year. You can see it in his eyes. So this is the one that I really want to see, though, of how it plays out, because I have no idea of if it's going to be way over here or if it's going to be right here. But, yeah, man, this is going to be a good one. Goff has a lot to prove in this game to get one more time and to get those boys back and to get Detroit to the Super Bowl, bro. And then Purdy has a chance to say, hey, I got hurt last year. I'm back. We're back. Let's go ahead and get to the Super Bowl and see if we can win it. So both of those guys Purdy wants to, because they say, hey, if he wasn't hurt, we go to the Super Bowl. Goff's been able to say, y'all counted me out, and guess what? I'm back here before y'all are.
Yeah. If he gets the Lions to the Super Bowl, whether they win or lose, he a legend. He a legend in Detroit.
Legend, bro.
That boy could be a mayor in Detroit. Yeah, it should be a Bay in Detroit, man.
Yeah. Now I will correct you. It's too late to get the Rams back. They got the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they got the year. Yeah, they got the Super Bowl.
He can't beat them to the Super Bowl. He already lost that race.
I forgot that they went and then they.
Yeah, he can get his get back though and be like, see, we could have been rocking. Mm-hmm. I'm younger than Stafford. Like he could do that.
Facts. But now, with that being said, man, I'm excited for it, and regardless who wins, it'll be interesting to see how either one of them match up against. I'm gonna assume, just because for my point of view, the Ravens. I don't think that the Lions have a chance versus the Ravens. I think that 49ers game will be super exciting for them to have to run it back after what happened to them and them getting embarrassed by the Ravens.
Yeah, facts. If the Lions make it, even if the Lions play their very best game and the Ravens have their worst game in 25 years, the Ravens still gonna win that one, bro.
I don't believe that. Nah,
hey,
I don't think they can play.
They got two. Lamar ain't losing, man.
That many NFL
if that
stars
defense comes to play, like pretty much Lamar and them don't gotta be crazy, but if that defense plays like it's played all year, them Lions like they gonna get them off his spot too much. Those DBs been everywhere. Roquan doing what Ray Lewis was doing. I was looking at the stats earlier. Yeah, that's gonna be a tough one for him. But before we get going too far, we're gonna end this one right here. And if you haven't, like, subscribe, share, friends, family, your mama, your daddy, your granny, let them know that they need to come on here and watch what we gotta say. We out.